G'day everybody and welcome back to Apaya Puzzles. Today I'm going to venture into the world of the Guardian Quiptic. So this is part of an effort on my behalf to move into doing crosswords from British newspapers and other sources. I've more or less since the beginning of solving cryptics about 10 or 15 years ago, I've kind of avoided the British ones. I think I was put off very early on when I started doing them in The Age, started to get okay at them, and then had a look at the Times cryptic in the Australian magazine, the Australian newspaper, and was absolutely bewildered by it. And I've come to learn since then, of course, that it's also true that apart from the fact that I think British crosswords on the whole are more difficult than the ones we find in Australia, it's also the case that they use a lot of British idioms or place names and rivers and various things, abbreviations from military and whatnot. And so it's always felt like too big a learning curve. But I think it's time to buck that and have a go, because I think there's a whole wealth of puzzles available, far more available in the UK than in Australia. So and I want to try to bring as much variety to this channel as I can, and to of course expand my own cryptic horizons. And I think the Guardian is a good place to start with their Quiptic, because it's designed to be less difficult than the average. And as far as I understand it, they have a more libertarian approach to setting, which is typically what we find in Australian cryptics. So let's see how that goes. This one's made, I don't think it's, you can't see it on your screen, but it's this has been constructed by Pasquale. I don't know anything about them except that I have seen their name before. Yeah, this is kind of my first real attempt at a British crossword in a while, and the first on the channel. And this may be a bit of a learning curve for me, so hopefully you'll join me on this journey. We may learn together. If you're more au fait with these than me, you might like to, there's probably going to be some parsings that I can't understand, that I solve, but I don't fully understand. So if you have some insights into those, do leave a message, a comment to let me know. And hopefully over time I can start to accrue the relevant kind of assortment of abbreviations and place names and whatnot that I need to really make a dent in some of the more difficult British crosswords. So there will be a link to this in the description below. This is from March 11th, 2024, if you want to play along. And I think that's about all I need to say. So, excuse me. So, quick plug. I will just be uploading soon a reaction video that I made to one of my own Sudokus that was featured on Cracking the Cryptic today, and it's a variant Sudoku themed on the chess YouTuber Agad Mator. So that should be hopefully an interesting solve to watch. And I certainly enjoyed it. It was a while since I'd actually built it, so it was fun to revisit it and to try to remember myself how it was supposed to work. Anyway, that is by the by. Let's get on with, let's stop putting this off and take our medicine to see how we go. So fighting extremists emerging from factions. Okay, so that is action, I think. So fighting is action, and extremists emerging from factions. I think we're going to take the extreme letters away from the word factions to give action. Yeah, man, I think that must be what it is. Seems fighting is action, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. So one down. Everyone wants end to the bloody story. So everyone is often all. Wants end to the bloody story. So this is going to be allegory. So the end of the letter, at the end of the word the is E. That is coming after the everyone, all, and gory is bloody, and allegory is a story. So far, so smooth. Landlord, a character. So this is a classic play. Letter. A landlord is someone who lets, and a character is a letter. So double definition. 5 down. Big goddess is nastiest around. was going to say Titanic, but I don't think that works. Goddess is nastiest around. So nastiest would be, who's our goddess? Tetra something? Oh, big. Sorry, big would be the definition, I think. Goddess is, so the goddess would be in the middle then, and nastiest around the outside. That would normally be that. Not sure what that is, so let's come back. 11 across. With police appearing, minor agreed to move. Yeah, so this anagram of minor agreed, and yeah, gendarmerie was the word I'm looking for. So that's an anagram of minor agreed, and police are gendarmerie. So strange way that definition element is structured. So we're saying that the police is appearing from minor agreed being moved. It does look like Titanic, doesn't it? Titanium. Anyway, 15. Soldiers smart off duty. Now these soldiers, this is where we get weird abbreviations like RAF or something like that. So off duty might be the definition, or just duty. So is it RAN? That's the Navy, I think. If that was... Alright, come back. Let's have a look at one down. Ancient old boy set up wine store. This is a bodega. Old boy is OB. That's an abbreviation that's used. That's going backwards. It's being set up. And wine must be dega. I'm not aware of that reference, but I think that must be a wine. Oh no, sorry. No. Aged is going up. That's ancient. Oh, I didn't see the ancient. Right. So old boy, ancient is going backwards. Old boy is going backwards, and then a wine store is a bodega. Okay, very good. Now let's try 12 down. Law officer providing wise men with unusual treats. This is a magistrate, so wise men are magis, and is it wise men? Wise men are magi, and then unusual treats is an anagram of that for straight. That looks like an ing word potentially. Let's see if this is an I. Troublemaker gets broadcast spoilt. Or just trouble as the definition maybe. Maker gets broadcast spoiled. Broadcast is sometimes an anagram indicator, sometimes a homophone indicator. Don't know. Let's try a short one. Unusual grid, by the way. There's a lot of black space. That's funny, sort of ditch. Or is it haha or hee hee? Sort of ditch. That's funny, sort of ditch. Not sure why that would be haha or hee hee. That's funny could be something else like I don't know what that is actually. Let's have a look. 22. Workshops working to supply e-tailers. So I think this is ateliers, which are workshops, and it is an anagram of e-tailers. It's quite an unusual construction, working to supply. is the indication for the anagram. Well, supply can be supply, which could be the anagram indicator, but working, yeah, then it's just a kind of joiner word, so it's a bit odd. This does look like ha-ha. Let's see if this A is correct. Man is let off, bringing complaints. So this is ailments. An anagram of man is let. That is off. It's out of order. So it is ha-ha, I think. Maybe there's a reference. Maybe there's a kind of ditch which is called a ha-ha. Don't know. We'll come back and check that maybe with Google. Warning devices inventor. This is a Bell. So Bell famously invented the telephone, I think it is. And a warning device is a bell. 18 across. Tense dad, holy person without blemish. Without holy person without blemish. I feel like tense might be the. Oh yeah, this will be past, I guess, perfect. Yeah. So dad is par, a holy person is a saint, ST, without blemish is perfect, and past perfect is a grammatical tense. 19, harvester back to collect bits of produce everywhere. Starting with an R. Could it be reaper? Bits of produce everywhere. No. Well, back to produce could be the E. Bits. Sorry, back to collect. I'm not sure about that. Reaper seems a bit unusual, but stuff for which mother needs extra time. I think this is matter. Yeah, so another word for mother is mater, M-A-T-E-R, with an extra T for time. Gives matter, which is stuff. Interesting that mater as mother. Is that used in English? So 25, cleric and golfer in wild parties. Okay. Golfer in wild parties. Not sure what that is. What about? No, I can't see really what's going on. Maybe this is Reaper. Let's come back around. 14, newspaper articles, recycle after use. Newspaper articles. So, yeah. Recycle after use. Or maybe it's just after use as an anagram. Yeah, that would make sense. Features, all right. So that's just after use rearranged to give features, which is newspaper articles. 13 down. Inventor offering special plate given little support. Inventor offering special plate, that could be an anagram plate, given little support. That might be a T. And then what are we looking for? Special plate. P-L-A-N-T. That word, no, there's double E on the end. Anyway, inventor, maybe there's an inventor, I don't know. I'm guessing this is T for little support, but that could be, that's obviously a bit random. Just a golf T would be a little support. Maybe it's something different. So let's try for 17. Prisoner in house before part of journey. In house, so maybe that's home. And then we need to throw a short word for prisoner. And there are short words for prisoners, but I don't know what they are. Part of journey. House, it doesn't have to be home. This one might be easier. Idle phrase wrecked, authorized business. Okay, that should be gettable. With a P on the end. Anagram of all that. Authorized business. Could it end in ship? Dealership is what it is. That gives us an H. So that probably is home. Going around the outside of a prisoner. Maybe the whole thing is a prisoner. Hostage. Right. House before part of journey. Okay, so that's interesting. So part of journey is a stage, and we've got HO, which must mean house. Which maybe, yeah, I don't know, is that an abbreviation that's used in the UK or generally? But I think that must be right. 6 across. Wise man with inner cunning is a seeker. Well, it could be a searcher. Wise man could be a sage. With inner cunning is a seeker. What was I thinking? Searcher. Yeah, a wise man is a seer, S-E-E-R, and inner cunning is arch. Arch, I believe, is synonymous with the word cunning. Yeah, nice. Fury shown by king over time. Well, king could be R, that's an abbreviation that's used. So it's just rage for fury, and time is age. 7 down, praise that comes from on high. Hail. Yes. I thought of that instantly because I included something to do with that in something I did recently. Yeah, one of my cryptopoetic things. So praise is to hail, and hail comes down from on high, which is to say hail from the clouds. Hailstones, I guess that's what that means. Very good. So we have an ing word here. Want to lie in grass, taking it easy. Want to lie in, let's put that in there. Oh, is this a hidden? Not that I can see. Want to lie in grass. What's another word for grass? Turf, weed, dope. Taking it easy. It is dealership, right? Let's check that. Yeah, that has to be, I think, dealership. So I just realised my dishwasher might be wearing away in your ear there. I apologise. Also just double checked my microphone because during the reaction video to that Sudoku I was turning it on and off as I needed to speak. That would have been a disaster because this is going well. 3 down. They contain many a number here. Ooh. So a few things that come on my mind. One is the reference to here could be a reference to the grid, in which case we'd have that. But potentially, but I don't know what word that would be at all, actually, let alone one that's relevant. They contain many a number. Number could be a song. But the here reference, a number could be number. That's a tricky cryptic play that comes up. What contains many numbers? Let's come back with a fresh mind in a bit. 13, I don't think I looked at this. Ah, yes I did. Well, it seems to be tracking along the lines I thought. Special plate as an anagram. Maybe that's around the outside and then it's got little support inside of it. It means inventor. I don't know if that's a person. Let's say the little support was T, but it was in the middle. Could that be a thing? And then you have AT, PLE. No, I don't think that could be a thing. Inventor. Little support. I mean, that kind of appeals to me as well because you can imagine inventor being something with a T on the end. But then if this is an anagram of plate, and a PL and T, lapet, palette, maybe it is that. Palette. Let's leave it there for a second. Actually, we can try to confirm this E. This is hard, this clue. Well, let's also imagine for a second this is Reaper. Cleric and golfer in wild parties. It could be a plural with that S there, so it could be parties as the definition. A golfer. If that's an actual person, good luck to me. Wild parties. Raves? What about, let's imagine they weren't there for a second. Could we have something with, it doesn't look likely, does it? Frustrating because we've got a bunch of orphaned clues. Palette seems very unlikely to me. Okay, let's come back. This one here. That's the troublemaker. That could be an imp. Broadcast spoilt. Troublemaker gets broadcast. Spoilt. Yeah, well, I like that because a word for spoilt may well start with imp something. Let's see if this is an ing word. Soldier smart off duty. soldiers must be RE. And then to smart is to sting. And off duty is resting. Very good. So what is this? Big goddess is nastiest around. Maybe big is Titan. Titaness is a big goddess. Oh, it's an anagram of nastiest. Okay. That was easy in the wash-up. So this likely is imp, being a troublemaker. Then gets broadcast, and then spoilt would be the definition. So gets broadcast. That seems like a homophone for a word that means gets. And the whole thing means spoilt. Impaired. Sorry, gets is just a joiner word. Broadcast is aired. And gets is just joining those together for spoiled. Okay. So we're closing in, but we've got some tricky last clues. Want to lie in grass, taking it easy. Just kind of looking through the alphabet a bit, really, for this first letter. Slacking? Oh, yeah. So want is lack. Right. That's a good clue. So to want is to lack. So if you're wanting for something, you're lacking it. And that is inside, it's lying inside of the word sing, which is the verb to grasp, is to divulge information about someone or something. So that is that. Now that gives us a C here. They contain many a number here. Well, trackers. I think I kind of thought of that because of the idea of songs being tracks, but I don't know what a tracker is supposed to mean in reference to the clue, so I'm not super confident about that. Brackets. Wow, that's a candidate for the golden waffle. That is lovely. So what is this talking about? They contain many a number here. Well, in this crossword, where are the brackets? Well, there's brackets all over the place at the end of the clues, and what do they contain? They contain numbers. That is fabulous. Pasquale, you have absolutely convinced me that British crosswords are the way to are a valid direction for my solving career. Now, harvester. Well, I want to look at reaper again. Back to collect. Bits. Rear. Yeah, back is rear, and bits of produce is P and bits of produce everywhere. So the first bit of produce and everywhere. I never noticed that when you've got these kind of bit clues where it just says a bit of something, and that just means the first letter. I've always found that an awkward indication, certainly not one that I think of naturally. I don't think that's palate, but it could be. Palate, lapate. Anyway, what about this one here? We know the E is correct. So cleric and golfer in wild parties. What about, hang on. Revels. I got this because I thought despite my practically zero knowledge of golf, I just suddenly thought, I saw the E and I thought, Ernie Els. And then I thought, what if it's just the L's and it was either going to be there or this position. And then once it was there, it was pretty straightforward to realize there's not too many words that end that way. Revels is one of them, and that means parties and or wild parties. And Rev is a cleric. I was wondering, wild parties, whether revel is a noun as well, and hence a wild party, or whether it's saying revels is a verb, which means to party in a wild way, so wild parties. Because I've never seen it as a noun, but I guess it could be. Well, we're left potentially with this palatee. I'm tempted to put it in and see if it tells me. I don't actually know what happens when you finish one of these, if it tells you whether you're correct. Let's try. Well, it didn't tell me anything. I don't know what that means. Let's try and repass this again. So, well, this would be plate with the T at the end. Or the plate could go around the outside. I know it can't. PL8, no, it couldn't go around the outside in that case. Let's look at it again then, knowing that we know those letters. So we've got inventor. I keep thinking of Lafayette for some reason. I don't think that's an inventor, but it's a famous person. Offering special plate. See, that might mean something else, like not an anagram. Special is not really, that's not the most common anagram indicator. Given little support. I'm going to try palatee and see if I can, well, let's see, check all. Okay, well, I didn't think it would do that. I thought it would just tell me if I was right or wrong. But then surely that means that it's patalti. Does that? Well, let's see. Check all. What? So yeah, that's weird. So it's this with a letter in the middle, but it doesn't. Could it have been the E? Hang on. No. Inventor must be the definition, I think. Offering special plate. Given little support. I don't know, I'm going to reveal. With these British crosswords, I'm going to allow myself the luxury of the occasional reveal, the occasional Google search, because really, if you just don't know an abbreviation, like what this, where was it? There was an RE somewhere, re-sting, that was something to do with the military, then, you know, you're never going to know. So you may as well, and I think when I first started doing cryptics, that's what I did do. I'd look at the answers the next day, or so reveal this. Patentee. So someone who's issuing a patent or obtaining a patent. So, special plate. Given little support. So little support could be a word for support that's been cut short. I think a little support is a T. Oh, sorry. So then you'd have patent. N could be a plate. It would have to be given the word TE. Support could just be T, so little could be doing something else. No, I'm not sure. So I won't labour on that too much. If you know what's going on, then do let me know. Maybe able to search for this. There might be a resource online that explains them, I'm not sure. But I have to say, I'm very pleased with how that's gone. That was definitely very approachable. Some excellent clues. That brackets clue is an absolute winner. And there were a few other good ones in there as well. So thank you to Pasquale and The Guardian. And thanks to everyone else for sticking with me. And I hope you'll stay with me as we move forward, getting into the world of the British crossword. If you'd like to follow along, then do subscribe. It's always fun to see new subscribers popping up. For those who are new to the channel, I do a bunch of crosswords, but also variant Sudoku and some other bits and pieces as well. So thanks again, and I will see you all again next time.